Woman that ripped up her carpet comes face to face with her house's enigmatic past. As much as we like to think we know what's in every nook and cranny of our home, sometimes we end up stumbling upon something that's eluded us for years, maybe even decades. Either way, it's always a potentially exciting discovery. One Imgur user who goes by the handle MadHats86 discovered something in her home she never expected. Her friend had arrived to help her tear up and replace her old carpeting, but what they found underneath left both of them completely stunned. Every homeowner will likely tell you they know absolutely everything there is to know about their home, especially if they've lived there for some time. But sometimes people stumble across little secrets that have eluded them for years. That's exactly what happened to one woman who recently shared her experience on Imgur. She wanted to complete a few home renovations that involved tearing up the carpets, so she called a friend over to help. The two women were quickly moving along with the carpeting project until the moment they ripped up a corner of the rug and found a trapdoor underneath. Had there really been a secret room under the home this entire time? They pried open the mystery door and cautiously peered into the space below. Under the door was a staircase, but the homeowner had no idea where it led. The two friends mustered up the courage to explore it. They had to be extremely careful descending the stairs. They clearly hadn't been used in many years. The mysterious cellar looked absolutely ancient. The pipes were rusted and there was mold growing on the walls. But the women had to keep looking. Once the homeowner and her friend reached the bottom of the stairs, they saw a large wooden shelving unit attached to one of the walls. It was stocked with mason jars. The friends weren't sure exactly what they were filled with until they got a closer look. That was when they realized these mason jars were filled with all kinds of foods. The jars were sealed tight, and it was obvious that they were used for pickling purposes. Whoever previously used this cellar clearly had a knack for brining food. The jars had naturally sustained some damage over time, and they were all covered in a layer of dust. There was no telling how long ago they were sealed, but it must have been at least several decades. Normally when food is pickled, it's preserved for much longer than in a refrigerator or on a store shelf. While the food inside these mason jars simply couldn't be trusted, the friends had no idea how long it had been sitting there, or if the person properly sterilized the jars. It was still an incredibly unique discovery. The Imgur user sure made a unique discovery, but she was far from the first person to uncover a secret room in their home. While renovating his Michigan home, a man named Ricardo Bush discovered this trunk in a secret room behind one of his walls. Inside the trunk, Ricardo found piles of letters, documents, photographs, and several other mementos belonging to an unknown family. Amazingly, Ricardo was eventually able to track down one member of the family and reunite her with the items. Another man named Rudy Schlatter made an incredible discovery in his own home too. When he returned to visit his childhood home in the Czech Republic, he discovered a loose wooden panel with a string attached to it in the attic. When he removed the board, there was an entire trove of old family items, including clothing, books, and household goods. However, not every person who's found a secret home did it inside their home. Sometimes the mystery lies just outside. A man named John Sims from Tucson, Arizona, spotted a mysterious room included in the floor plans of his home. When he dug around for it in his yard, he uncovered a massive fallout shelter a few feet underground. The shelter contained old metal drums full of wafers and several cans of emergency water. It was obvious it had been built in case of some sort of attack. While most of these hidden rooms unearth long-lost mementos in history, sometimes they lead to a less than ideal scenario. For instance, police once raided a home in Miami, Florida on suspicion of illegal activity. At first, everything appeared normal. However, one officer realized there was a trap door underneath a baby crib in the master bedroom. What was inside? Police realized that directly below this seemingly ordinary home was an enormous grow room for marijuana. Thankfully, the police made the proper arrests. While this was an unfortunate instance of people taking advantage of a secret room, the next example will have you smiling wide. One father from England knew that kids naturally love to explore, so he came up with an ingenious idea. Just before his daughter was born, he stashed away a treasure map he drew up in an old trunk. He waited 6 whole years before asking her to clean out the trunk, and she inevitably found the map. His daughter was enthralled with the map, and with some help from her parents, she followed it very dutifully until she came to a secret door in one of the walls. She couldn't believe the map led her to an actual discovery. Behind the wall was a room containing a small treasure chest full of jewelry. Of course, the father had planned it the entire time, but it was an experience the little girl would remember for her whole life. It's not every day people find secret rooms and passageways around their homes, but when it happens, it's nothing short of exciting. Seeing this makes you wonder what kind of secrets your own house is hiding. You might be living over your own secret basement. Share this story with your friends.